It's not quite the end of the growing season yet, but we are nearing the end of standard part of summer, and the overall general outlook is being dominated by a couple of things around the country. The jet stream pattern that was setting up to be fairly weak during much of the month of August, leading to a lot less severe weather, generally a little bit less rainfall. Well, it's still a fairly weak weather pattern. Late summer trends, we'll take a look at where the warm weather is, where the cool weather is. You'll find that that will likely be fairly unspectacular. And because of the weak jet stream, not anticipating a great deal of above normal moisture, at least into the northern plains, upper Midwest region. There will be some parts of the country that will be fairly wet. Jet stream right now, the primary branch is still straddling the southern part of Canada. There are little weaker jet streaks that drop further south. One notable one has kept atmospheric pressures and heights a little bit cooler over the eastern U.S., which has kind of reduced over the last couple of weeks a lot of the East Coast typically late summer hot weather. Well, as we go through this week, that's still going to be there. So the coolest weather into the lower latitudes will be dropping down into parts of Ontario and Quebec and the Canadian Maritimes, where there will be some jacket weather. Most of the upper Midwest northern plains will be fairly warm. By that, I'm meaning 70s and 80s. There will be some cooler areas around the Great Lakes at times, and we're still looking, because of this ridging, even though the jet stream is weak, there will be a narrow region of hot temperatures working up through much of the lower elevations of the western United States, the central and western parts of the high plains. That's going to be the general shape of things this week. Up north, the cold weather not really making any inroads. However, as we shift toward the second week, this is the first full week of September, I do start to anticipate seeing a little bit of a low pressure troughing along the west coast, jet stream dropping southward. While I don't look for that to really make any great inroads into the United States, I do think we'll start seeing some chillier early fall weather beginning to at least gather in northwest Canada and the western part of the prairie provinces, mostly up north. There it sits. We'll see when it comes down. Most of the United States will still be in a fairly warm pattern, a little cooler than average in the east, a little warmer than average in the west. As far as precipitation goes, with all of that tropical activity, could affect this if a hurricane forms sometime over the next couple of weeks. But generally speaking, thunder showers along the Gulf Coast, the old subtropical monsoon, that low pressure system that brings Pacific moisture into the southwest this time of year. West Coast continues to be fairly dry. Northern plains, upper Midwest, there'll be storms, but they'll be spotty and not very many of them over the next couple of weeks. Any concentration of rain will be in the eastern part of the Corn Belt. Not that much out in the Great Plains, at least over the next couple weeks.